Hello. I got depressed during quarantine, and I wanted to get away from it all. So I booted up an old favorite, Resident Evil 7. It's a great game. It really jump-started horror in the modern age, doing a lot for the genre generally. It's also one of my favorite games of all time. Of course, I could talk about the introduction, which is genius in its own ways, taking your expectations and flipping them on their head only to completely confuse you and leave you broken. From when you show up looking for your wife to exploring the seemingly abandoned guest house, it's one of the best video game introductions I've ever seen.
Damn.
Sometimes I'll hear the sounds of creaking floorboards or a strange noise in the other room, and I jump and turn around and there's nothing there. It's dreadful. Of course, then you find your wife. The moment between here and when you get separated later is also amazing. Her behavior when you're following her through the dark tunnels is strange, corrupted. If you've played the game, you know exactly why. But on a first playthrough, finding the wife you previously expected to be your end goal 30 minutes or so into the game is insane. It takes what you expect from a traditional game experience and takes everything away from you, leaving you at the game's will.
I remember this room. No, leave me alone!
Mia?
The sequence where Mia attacks you is frantic, confusing, and brilliant. There are even button prompts to struggle, giving the player a false sense of agency, making them paranoid. Even better is the moment after talking to the mysterious woman on the phone, Mia's body is gone. You probably know the rest of the story.
Ethan?
Welcome to the family, son.
But this opening leaves any unsuspecting player ruined, paranoid, and afraid. But more importantly, primed for what's ahead. The following is what this video is actually about. It's a small sequence stretching from right now to about when you'd get the shotgun, I'd say. While the rest of Resident Evil 7 is awesome, surprising, and engaging, it isn't as subtle as the first 3 hours or so of the main campaign. It's incredibly nuanced.
Come on. Don't you die on us now. You have work to do.
After a short hand reattachment surgery, you awaken to dinner with the Bakers.
Where am I? What the
This
hell?
scene is incredibly iconic. Marguerite's strange, otherworldly mannerisms and swears and facial
Where's Mia?
expressions. Jack's aggressive and abusive presence and actions. Lucas's strange and gleeful reactions and expressions, along with his iconic line after Jack cuts his arm off for throwing food at you. It's all so otherworldly, and is purposefully distressing and overwhelming. The first time I played this sequence, I was fucking terrified. Yet I could still appreciate the Bakers and their eccentric moments.
He's not eating it, Jack! He's not eating it!
Get the hell up, Marguerite!
For him!
Get the hell out of here!
You're a son of a bitch! Oh, I can't believe it!
After the dinner sequence, you're able to get yourself loose. It's horrifying. You're just left to wander the Baker's living room and kitchen. It's strangely comfortable. Despite the horrifying food on the table, despite the horrid actions of the family, they still live here. After you try to slip out before dinner was done, Jack is now very angry. Stumbling into him in this moment in the hallway is petrifying. We, as the player, now have control. We have seen what Jack is capable of, and now the game has placed him in front of you as an enemy. I felt breathless when hiding from Jack. His taunts and laughs in distant rooms is haunting and terrifying.
Aha! God damn it! Ah! How am I gonna replace this? Boom!
Eventually, you're able to slip away into a hatch in a room. You crawl, bruised, broken, cautious, into the next room. You hear Jack above, not sure if you're safe or if he'll come back at any moment. His thundering footsteps shivers down your spine. Peering over the hole at the other end of the tunnel, you carefully climb out and you're greeted by this. It's a genuinely unforgettable moment. It probably reminds many of you of the Resident Evil 4 safe areas with its oozing tones and siren calls. But to me, this one is different. It's warm and comfortable and safe, but not without the lingering feeling of dread that eventually you'll have to go back out there. Back out into the nightmare, into Jack, into life. Maybe some other demon you could be facing. That's what this room feels like. It's remarkable. There's a similar moment an hour or so later, after the garage fight. You're left to enter the main room. It's cold, but not like a haunted prison or asylum or what have you. It's cold like... It's like when it's late at night and you go into your living room or otherwise. It's dark and empty, unlike when it's populated. It feels like the fresh paint of a home that we put up every day, making it look nice, like someone lives there. Feels like that has slowly rotted away. People still live here, but they just aren't who they used to be anymore. After searching the bathroom, you are once again found by Jack, and he chases you around the house again. This time, he doesn't leave you alone. Not until you get the dissection room key does he leave. But after you solve this light puzzle and work your way into a back room, passing some strange decorations, encountering a mold monster and either running or killing it, you walk into this little hallway. It is a very simple yet genius design. You're faced with the choice of going downstairs into a room or into a smaller room on the left. Any sane person, after going through what they would gone through at this point, would choose the door on the left, obviously, fearing the infinite unknowns of the basement. So you walk in. And once again, you walk into a room unlike the hallways before. It's warm. Not literally, but emotionally. The lighting, the books on the shelves, the ammo in the cabinets keeping you stocked. You feel safe. More so than the room before. But once again, it's a temporary safety. Because like the laundry room before, it's only a breath. A break before once again delving into the forever unknown. Other games understand this and have used it before, but here in Resident Evil 7, it's done with such nuance and skill. It's amazing. An unforgettable moment in gaming history. It's shown me that even in great times of stress, even in the worst of the worst, there are safe places. Even in the depths of hell, even in the roughest of times, there will always be a quiet room to sit down in and allow you to take a breath.
あなたは好きで購読しなければなりません。さもなければ私は、あなたのボールを切り落とします。また、必ずそのベルを叩いて、他のビデオのために戻ってきてください。私はみんなを愛しています。サイバーパンク2077をプレイしに行きます。